Everybody seems to be talking about non-duality, or at least a certain group of people. There's nothing particularly wonderful about it. I'll try and explain it in 5 or 10 minutes. The idea of non-duality is that there isn't two. There isn't the subject and the object. The subject being the person or thing that experiences, and the object being the thing that is experienced. There's no subject and object, there's just one thing. In Advaita, if you want to feel that you're special, they have a basic idea that there's an inner self, the Atman. If you want to get a scientific view on that, then just listen to Antonio Damasio on TED, where he talks about the self being located in the brainstem, and if the brainstem is injured in some way, then the sense of self disappears. It's apparently a very tragic thing that can happen to someone, but it really just shows you that this notion of the self, or the feeling of self, is located in the brain, not in some kind of spiritual thing. Now, to get back to non-duality, in the West, and why we have to import things from the East, I've really no idea when there's a Western tradition. In the West there's a thing called phenomenology, which kind of says similar things. There are only phenomena. I'll say this very quickly, and you may not get it, you may have to listen to it another time. But there are only phenomena. The only way you know phenomena is through experience. So really the only thing that exists is experience. We don't have to posit something that is experiencing, a subject, and we don't have to posit something that is experienced, the object. There's just experience. End of story. So if you have no experience, then you have no consciousness. Consciousness and experience are interchangeable terms. No consciousness, no experience. No experience, no consciousness. The reality is that we already exist in non-duality. It's our default state. We don't really even have to talk about it. It's just that for aeons, really, people have always thought of having a self that is experiencing things. There is no self-experiencing things. There's just experience. And that's all there is. And when you're no longer able to experience, then there's no consciousness. So the building block of the universe, if you like, the building block of your experience of the universe is just experience. So if there's only experience, then there isn't two, is there? There's just experience. And that is, I guess, a more Western treatment of the idea of non-duality. But, you know, people like to talk about it. They think there's some special state associated with it and all the rest of it. There isn't. You already live like that. It's like people saying be in the now. You are in the now. No effort is needed. But of course these people are trying to sell something, so they have to make it sound like it's special. So remember, non-duality is basically a kind of redundant idea. All you know is experience. It's just one thing, experience. No one experiencing, nothing experienced, just experience. No experience, no consciousness. No consciousness, no experience. So if you want to know what consciousness is, it's experience. And that's all there is to it.